Welcome to Xbox with Morrpix. I'm your host Morrpix, and this is your place for curated, quality, positive, and enthusiastic Xbox coverage. This show will release weekly on youtube.com, morrpix.com, and in audio form on podcast platforms. If you love Xbox, this podcast is for you. On today's show, we talk about the Xbox Game Showcase, select items from the pre-show, news, and more. So let's jump right into it with weekly news. Top story of the week, of course, is the Xbox Game Showcase. In the showcase, they showed games from 9 of their 15 first-party studios. They showed 5 new games made for Xbox Series X from Xbox Game Studios developers. There were 10 world premieres and 22 console launch exclusives. Everything that was shown will be played in Xbox Game Pass or free to play. So that was something that was unexpected and something that's welcome to see, because I am a big proponent of Xbox Game Pass. I think it's the biggest and best value in gaming. Like the access to games for a monthly fee, Xbox Live Gold included if you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which I think they're probably going to do away with Xbox Live Gold. And if you have Game Pass, that's just how you play your online, so you're good there. So we'll see what happens with that, but let's get to the biggest story of the day. What's the biggest story of the day, I hear you asking? Of course, it's Halo Infinite from Xbox Game Studios and 343 Industries. The trailer starts with the making of the Mjolnir exosuit with liquid crystal and titanium alloy. The demo starts and we see the date as May 28th, 2560. The demo takes place 167 days after we lose to the Banished from Halo Wars 2. So I know we're starting there. I'm hoping that we go back and get some flashbacks to see how exactly we lost the war. We see Master Chief in the pilot from the E3 2019 demo crash land on the Halo. The Halo was damaged in the war and is being repaired by the Banished. We see that later in the trailer. The Banished are the main bad guys of the game, which is pretty cool because them being used in Halo Wars 2, I was like, oh man, it would be cool to fight against them in a regular Halo, and boom, now we're going to get that opportunity. The lighting, weapon audio, and environmental draw distance in this trailer was amazing. I was very impressed with that. Make sure if you watched it live, I don't think it was streaming in 4K, so go back and watch it in 4K on the Xbox YouTube channel or on morrpix.com, Morrpix. We see Master Chief get into the famous Warthog and drive off. They bring up the map and it shows available missions that you can tackle in any order. So there are 3 missions. You can go do this one first, that one first, or that one first. It's all up to you, whatever you want to do. It looks like you can rotate the map down from the top-down view and actually get a sense of the scale, the height of it. So that was pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of Horizon Zero Dawn's map, which is pretty cool. There is also an upgrades and database tab at the top of the screen when you bring up the menu. I know they're talking about upgrades to your armor, not necessarily like he's going to have powers or anything crazy like that. You know, hold your horses. Don't type in the comments. We see Master Chief draft past areas which may hold potential side missions and more info for the world. The weapons we've seen, I did like pause and look at some of these things because they showed 5 new weapons in this. So the weapons we see in the trailer include the assault rifle, the pistol, the pulse carbine, which we already know all those. But then the new ones were the VK-78 Commando, which is a tactical rifle with kinetic ammo. It's automatic firing. The Ravager, which was a launcher with plasma ammo and burst fire. The Mangler, which seems to be a revolver-like heavy pistol. And the CQ-S48 Bulldog, which is a shotgun with kinetic and spread. Now, which one was it? The Ravager. I can't wait to play with that one. Power attacks relief. That is my weapon of choice, just so you know, off top. In a separate trailer, we also seen the plasma sword and a new electrocution ability, which is probably going to tie into that upgrade system. So let's see. We see the Banished arrive in dropships just straight out the sky, 3 of them. Boom, boom, boom. Right in front of Chief. That was pretty cool. It seems like when you're shooting characters in the legs, it appears to make them stumble. One of the characters was running at Master Chief. He shot him in the legs and he stumbled forward. So that was pretty cool. We see Master Chief deploy a drop shield to stop one of the grenades coming from the Banish. Master Chief now has a grappling hook, which I see what you did there. That was good. He has a grappling hook that can be used to ascend to new areas, grab explosives to throw at enemies, or grapple to enemies, and you can end it with a melee attack or like a melee weapon. He appears to have a rocket-powered melee weapon that lifts the Banish into the air just for easy shots. Pow, pow, pow. Let's see. We see Master Chief go up an elevator to one of the 3 anti-aircraft guns that he's trying to disable in this trailer. We only see him do one. The elevator and the grappling hook point to a focus on verticality. They didn't just want to make it wider. They wanted to make it grander, taller, wider, all of it. There's wildlife in the environment that adds to the feeling of the environment being a living world. There are explosive canisters in the world that you can use to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the red barrel. Wow. There are turrets in the world that can be turned against the Banished. Of course, you know, we see those from older Halo games or whatever, but they're redesigned, and it's always nice to blow up a grunt with their own weapon. Let's see. Once all enemies are cleared, we see the Master Chief ascend into a banished ship. We hear a message from a new banished leader. While he talks, we see a map of all the UNSC signals transition from green, which means they're alive, to red, which means they're dead. The banished leader tells us the ring is under their control, which is definitely scary because it wipes out all life in the universe, if you didn't know. Halo Infinite will be optimized for Xbox Series X. It will release holiday 2020. It will be available on Windows PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. You can purchase the Xbox One version and upgrade to the Xbox Series X version via smart delivery, or get both versions in Xbox Game Pass. Per 343 Industries studio head of Halo Infinite, Chris Lee, Halo Infinite is several times larger than the last 2 Halo games combined. Halo Infinite is built from the ground up to take advantage of the Xbox Series X. We can expect bigger battles, epic vistas, more complex visual effects displayed with 10 times the processing power per pixel than Halo 5. Halo Infinite will run at 60 frames per second, and the first look at multiplayer will arrive in the coming months. Now, we're supposed to be getting this event in August that's going to detail hardware. Either at that event or the event right after, I'm sure we'll see the multiplayer for that. If there's an event in August, it's probably going to come before Wasteland 3. They're probably going to focus on Wasteland 3 for that month. Yeah, I'm just excited. I'm ready for more Halo. Xbox Games Marketing GM Aaron Greenberg said Halo Infinite is a spiritual reboot to the series. They work to modernize Halo and offer an open, expansive, and explorable world. The campaign will run at 60 frames per second, which is great because I think the last campaign ran at 30 frames per second, which is kind of standard for, you know, single player campaigns. 60 frames is more so for multiplayer modes. And we will play as Master Chief the whole time. Now, I wasn't necessarily as upset about the lock thing as most other people were. I just wish the story was longer. And I wish there was more conflict between Locke and Chief. You know, go ahead and comment down there and tell me why I'm wrong. But yeah, it's nice to hear that we'll be playing as Master Chief the whole game. Per IGN Podcast Unlocked, Halo Infinite will be an open world with a linear story. There is a Metroidvania style to the game. Some areas you can't visit until you have the equipment or the upgrades to go back. Halo Infinite will be a game as a platform like Destiny and others. Halo 1 is a huge inspiration for Infinite, which you can tell by the armor and just the setting. It's just obviously a huge inspiration for it. The pilot is potentially a huge revelation. We have yet to learn his identity, and it may be very important. We'll see. There is a day-night cycle in this game, and you can watch the trailer now at morpix.com. Up next, we had a world premiere, State of Decay 3 from Xbox Game Studios and Undead Labs. State of Decay 3 looks amazing in this trailer. To my knowledge, they haven't used visuals in the trailer that wasn't the gameplay visuals. Check me on that. I might be wrong, but from State of Decay 1 or 2, I don't remember seeing anything that didn't look like what we played. So if that's what it's going to look like when we play, sign me up, because I'm already a huge State of Decay 1 and 2 fan. I didn't think that was State of Decay when I seen it. I was just like, oh, is this what the initiative's working on? We'll get to that a little bit later. But I was pleasantly surprised. We see a lone woman sharpening an arrow for a crossbow around the campfire. She hears a wolf and pulls out her knife. She roars at the wolf and scares it off. And at first, the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, she a little zombie-ish? You know, that scream was intense, but nah, she just got vocals. She makes her way through snowy mountains and over a frigid river. So the environment's a lot different. It looks vast and looks, different weather than we've seen in the State of Decay game. It looks like there's going to be a hunting mechanic, because obviously you're not just going to be able to just go down to the 7-Eleven and scavenge some beans or something. So we see her follow the blood trail until she comes across the wolf being eaten by a zombie moose. Eaten by a zombie moose. Yeah, it tripped me out the first time I seen it, but I'm all for it. Let's do it. Obviously, like, you would think it would jump species at some point, right? State of Decay 3 will be optimized for Xbox Series X. It will release on Windows, PC, and Xbox Series X via Xbox Game Pass. Watch the trailer now at Morrpix.com. Up next, we have another world premiere, Forza Motorsport from Xbox Game Studios and Turn 10 Studios. Forza Motorsport is in early development, which is interesting. I was listening to the podcast Unlocked. I believe there was a guest on there who said, hey, they're doing a lot of promotion for Dirt 5. Maybe Forza's not coming this year. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're crazy. But it looks like he was right. Forza Motorsport will not be a launch title. What we've seen was an in-engine trailer, which is indicative of what the engine can handle to produce for us to play with. So it looked amazing. I'm totally looking forward. If you've played Forza Motorsport 7, gorgeous game. Forza Horizon 4, gorgeous game. Forza Motorsport will support ray tracing in native 4K at 60 frames per second with the updated Forza tech, which is what's taking a little bit longer, is my guess, because they're redoing their engine with all this stuff that wasn't in there. Forza Motorsport will be optimized for Xbox Series X. It will release on Windows, PC, and Xbox Series X via Xbox Game Pass. Per IGN Podcast Unlocked, they asked if we'll see Forza Motorsport as a platform, kind of like Halo Infinite will be. I think I missed that in my notes, but I've come too far. I'm not going back. I have no problem with games being platforms, like Destiny, if they get the pricing right. Destiny did not get the pricing right, because as a day one person, I paid full price for the game. Then they came out with the expansions, but then they came out with annual pass that you had to pay more for, even if you got the expansion, even if you were a day one person, even if you got the super deluxe edition. So that's not cool. So as long as they get the pricing right, I have no problem with any game being a platform. Honestly, I think Madden just needs to be a platform at this point, but that's a topic for another day. Turn 10 Studios Forza Motorsport creative director Chris Isaki says Forza Motorsport is a reimagining of the franchise. The new Forza tech will power Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon going forward. So we could expect ray tracing, 4K, 60 frames per second, Forza Horizon 5, or just Forza Horizon. We'll see what they do with the title. You can watch the trailer now at Morrpix.com. Up next, we have Everwild from Xbox Game Studios and Rare. Everwild is beautiful and has a unique art style. It's one of the few games that actually made my wife stop and look and just like, huh. And my wife's very vocal, like she likes to sing. She went to school for singing. She's very talented. Me and her did a song together years and years and years ago. And the music has her. Like the music, the animals, the art style, it has her. So this is going to be a game me, my wife, my two kids are going to play together, 4-player co-op. Because I have 2 Xbox One X's and my daughter has an Xbox One S and I have a computer. So yeah, we're going to play that all together. I have a problem. Don't you judge me. The thing is, it looks like, will players have their own animal companions, which would be pretty cool. We see this big, like, mule horse looking thing. Then we have like the smaller little deer looking things. And we have the ones with the big ears. We have the ones in the water. We have these big giant elephant fluffy looking things. I don't know. Just give it to me. I'm buying it. I'm playing it with my kids. It looks like it's going to be good. It looks like connection to nature plays a huge role in the game as far as healing and feeling and what your quest may be. There's probably some darkness taking over the forest area, mountain, village, world, and you're probably one of the people tasked with stopping them from corrupting everything. We see 4 players performing a healing ritual of some sort on a sick animal, so definitely interested to see what the actual gameplay is going to be in this, but definitely has me intrigued. Everwild will be optimized for Xbox Series X. It will release on Windows PC and Xbox Series X via Xbox Game Pass. Rare Everwild executive producer Louise O'Connor said, Everwild is a magical and untamed world for you to explore. You play as an Eternal. You sense and feel how magic flows through nature and connects every living thing. You can watch the trailer now at Morrpix.com. Up next is Tell Me Why from Xbox Game Studios and Don't Nod Entertainment. Don't Nod Entertainment is the makers of games like Life is Strange. So if you have never played Life is Strange, you should probably check it out. I'm a big fan of Life is Strange 1, 2, Before the Storm, all of it. This looks like it's going to be a second-party exclusive, so we will see, because I believe the Xbox Game Studios is the publisher on this one, but we'll see on that one. Don't quote me on that. Tell Me Why stars a transgender male and his twin sister. It appears their mom tried to kill him as a child, which is pretty messed up. I mean, it's really messed up. After that incident, they were kept apart for some reason, so I'm interested to see why they were kept apart. They go back to what appears to be Alaska, searching for the truth of their past. They get visions whenever they see or hear anything emotional, so there's going to be some type of memory mechanic in there. They refer to who I believe is their mom as Mary Jane. Maybe she's not their real mom, so we'll see if there's some other dark secrets that come out. You will talk to people and discover more about their mom as they seek closure. Tell Me Why Chapter 1 will release on Windows PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X via Xbox Game Pass. Windows PC and Xbox One will have it August 27th. You will get it with Game Pass on Xbox Series X whenever that launches, hopefully on November 7th. That's my birthday. That'll be nice. Watch the trailer now at morepix.com. Up next, we have Ori and the Will of the Wisp from Xbox Game Studios and Moon Studios. Moon Studios co-founder and director of technology, Gennady Corral. I'm sorry. Basically, he said the Xbox Series X version will run at 120 frames per second, 4K and HDR with silky smooth animation, crisp image, and low input latency for a tight platforming feel. They are adding a premium audio tech that was not possible to run on current gen consoles. Ori and the Will of the Wisp will be optimized for Xbox Series X. It is available now on Windows PC and Xbox One via Xbox Game Pass, with the Xbox Series X version coming later in 2020 via Smart Delivery or Xbox Game Pass. It's very interesting to see 120 frames per second. Like when you see the trailer that they slowed it down and shows you the 60 frames versus the 120, it's really eye-opening. I'm really a fan of the 120 hertz, the 120 refresh rate. And for the fact that they can do that with 4K and HDR, it's going to be really interesting. And I really want to hear the premium audio tech that they're talking about. You can watch the trailer now and see for yourself at Xbox. Not at Xbox. I mean, you could watch it at Xbox.com, but I meant to say watch the trailer now at Morrpix.com. Up next is Outer Worlds Peril on Gorgon. From Xbox Game Studios, Private Division, and Obsidian Entertainment. Outer Worlds Peril on Gorgon has new places to explore, new people to meet, new secrets to uncover, and new weapons to shooty, stabby with. It will release on Windows 10 and Xbox One on September 9th. The Xbox Series X version of the base game will release later via Xbox Game Pass. While the game is on Xbox Game Pass, the DLC must be purchased separately. As of right now, we'll see if that changes. Xbox Game Pass members get 10% off the DLC price. Obsidian Entertainment studio head Fergus Urquhart? We're going to say Urquhart. Peril on Gorgon is the first of 2 planned story expansion packs. You can watch the trailer now and see the hijinks that you're going to get into at morepix.com. Next up is Grounded from Xbox Game Studios and Obsidian Entertainment. This is a funny trailer where they poke fun at themselves. They say if you're waiting for the biggest game of the year, wait for Cyberpunk. From the makers of games Nothing Like This One and Feed Your Friends to the Spiders, and Go Solo. We saw some resource gathering, crafting, and combat. You will have to unlock the secrets to survive the Yard And I'm actually looking forward to Grounded. Me, my wife, my 2 kids were all talking about playing this game. I'm happy that they have arachnophobic modes where you can make the spiders look way less creepy if that's really going to stop you from jumping into the game, which is inventive. I like that accessibility, you know. Grounded will be optimized for Xbox Series X. It will release on Windows PC and Xbox One via Xbox Game Preview and Xbox Game Pass on July 28th. You can pre-install that now. You can purchase Xbox One version and upgrade to the Xbox Series X version via smart delivery, or get both versions on Xbox Game Pass. Obsidian Entertainment Studio head Fergus Urquhart again. The team has been working for 2 years on how to tell an Obsidian story within a survival game. They want to hear from the players to shape the future of the game. Watch the trailer now at morrpix.com. Up next, we have Avowed from Xbox Game Studios and Obsidian Entertainment. This was a world premiere. I'm sorry I didn't put it in there. I forgot to put it on the notes. Avowed has a vast open world. We see supernatural skeleton armies, dark caverns with monsters, and Doctor Strange-style spellcasting. I see what you did there. It reminds me a lot of Skyrim in all the best ways possible, and I cannot wait. Like, this is a dark and gritty game, which is what the media keeps telling us that we need as Xbox gamers, and I'll get to that a little bit later also. Avowed will be optimized for Xbox Series X. It will release on Windows PC and Xbox Series X via Xbox Game Pass. Head of Xbox Game Studios, Matt Booty, Avowed, he said, Avowed is an expansive first-person RPG set in a fantasy world. When Obsidian joined Xbox, this is the game that they wanted to make from day one. They were like, oh, you're going to give us money? Oh, you're going to give us resources? This is what we want to make. Avowed is built from the ground up to take advantage of Xbox Series X, and you can watch the trailer for that now at morrpix.com. Up next is As Dusk Falls from Xbox Game Studios and Interior Night. This was a world premiere. This looks to be a second-party exclusive. Interior Night's founder and creative director, Caroline Marshall, she was a lead game designer at Quantic Dreams, who made Beyond Two Souls, Detroit Become Human, and what's the other one? Heavy Rain, that's the other one. As Dusk Falls is an original interactive drama. The story spans 30 years in the American Southwest and is a story about family, resilience, and sacrifice. You will shape the fate of flawed people trying to find their way in a world they don't fit into. A family was on their way to start a new life, while 3 brothers robbed a store and held the father at hostage during a standoff with police. When we see the family's daughter after a few years meeting one of the robbers, who apparently had been writing her from the clink. He was locked up and they wouldn't let him out. As Dusk Falls will be optimized for Xbox Series X. It will release on Windows PC and Xbox Series X via Xbox Game Pass. You can watch the trailer now at morrpix.com. Up next, we had a mini update about Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 from Xbox Game Studios and Ninja Theory. Ninja Theory studio head Don Matthews let us know that 3.5 million people have played Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 will use Unreal Engine 5, and if you've seen the tech demo with PlayStation 5 graphics, you'll know that this game is going to look beautiful. Already does look beautiful. I'm wondering if that tech demo, not the tech demo, but the reveal trailer we seen at the Game Awards in December, if that was using Unreal Engine 4 or if it was already using Unreal Engine 5. I'm going to skew to I think it was already using 5, but if it was using 4, watch out. That's going to be one of those dark, gritty, third-person action games they keep telling us we need. The game will be set in Iceland. There are 2 episodes of a behind-the-scenes dev diary on youtube.com/official Ninja Theory that are available now. It will release on Windows, PC, Xbox Series, and Xbox Series X via Xbox Game Pass. Up next, we have Psychonauts 2 from Xbox Game Studios and Double Fine. They showed a super psychedelic trailer. I mean, like, my eyes were just, like, bugging. I was just like, what in the world's going on? But Jack Black sang a song for the game. I think he voices a character also in the game. Psychonauts 2 will be optimized for Xbox Series X. It will release on Windows PC and Xbox One and Xbox Series X. You can purchase Xbox One version and upgrade to the Xbox Series X version via smart delivery, or get both versions on Xbox Game Pass. Somebody brought up an interesting point. I think it was Ryan McCaffrey on Podcast Unlocked from IGN. He brought up the question of, is Psychonauts 2 still going to end up on PlayStation? Because I think they were developing it before Xbox acquired them. So that's a good question. That's one we're going to have to look into and try to get to the bottom of eventually. But if this ends up being an Xbox exclusive, that would be, you know, a decent sized steal. But we'll see what happens with it. You can watch the trailer now at Morrpix.com. Up next, this ended the show, but I'm just trying to get all the Xbox Game Studio stuff together. But this ended the show with a world premiere, Fable, from Xbox Game Studios and Playground Games. It had been rumored for a good while that Fable was going to be made by Playground Games to keep it in UK with the UK sense of humor, and I'm all for it, because if you played any of the Forza Horizon games, they're all quality games and they just continue to do their thing. In the trailer, we see a sword in the ground around a skeleton. We see a fairy flying through a magical forest before getting eaten by a toad. Like, that captures the tone and the humor that the game will be perfectly. Fable will be optimized for Xbox Series X. It will release on Windows PC and Xbox Series X via Xbox Game Pass. And you can watch the trailer now at Morrpix.com. Slightly before the Fable news broke, the head of Xbox Partnership and Ecosystem, Sarah Bond, she came up and talked about Destiny 2 from Bungie, saying that it will release on Xbox Game Pass in September. All current Destiny 2 expansions will be included. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members can play via xCloud. Destiny 2 will be optimized for Xbox Series X and run at 4K and 60 frames per second when the system launches. She also talked about Destiny 2 Beyond Light from Bungie, which is the expansion coming for Destiny 2. In the trailer, we see Guardians trekking through about a foot of snow. The environments are great in typical Bungie fashion. Like, a little bit about me personally. Like, I'm trying to start my own company. I'm not a video game company right now, but just like a media company. I'm writing my first science fiction trilogy. I'll talk about that a little bit at the end of the show, because I know you're here for Xbox. But I always commented to my friend Drew, aka Power Tax Relief, that I want to hire everyone who works at Bungie on Destiny 2 for the environments, because they are some of the most gorgeous environments in all of gaming. I'm just going to leave that there. Get back to the story. Okay, so there are cool ice powers that you can create platforms that case enemies in the ice, and then those enemies can then be shattered after you encase them in the ice. Destiny 2 Beyond Light will release on Windows PC and Xbox One on November 10th. It will release on Xbox Series X shortly after that. You can purchase the Xbox One version and upgrade to the Xbox Series X version via smart delivery, or get both versions via Xbox Game Pass. As a day one Destiny 2 person, it's nice to be getting all these expansions that I didn't want to pay extra for, because I'd already paid extra. Just saying. But you can watch the trailer now at Morrpix.com. Part of the Sarah Bond segment of the show, she was talking about a whole bunch of games that they partnered with that are console launch exclusives to Xbox. That's her job. She goes out and meets with all these developers and gets them to be like, hey, yeah, we'll mess with Xbox exclusively for a time period, no matter how small or big that is. But I'm just going to go over some of the games that she talked about now. We got a world premiere console launch exclusive of S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2. Now, apparently this is a big game on the PC, and it looked very interesting. S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 is a psychological horror first-person shooter. It looks to be set in like Chernobyl, which I'm all for. The atmosphere is dark and deserted. In a trailer, we see an underground bunker, wild dogs, and a silo full of aliens and test tubes, from what I could put together. We see some type of magnetic field that crushed vehicles around it. There was a shanty town with armed guards patrolling. S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 will be optimized for Xbox Series X. It will release on Windows PC and Xbox Series X via Xbox Game Pass. You can watch the trailer now at Morrpix.com. Up next was a world premiere console launch exclusive for Warhammer 40,000 Darktide. Warhammer 40k Darktide is set in a derelict location. The trailer is very dark and atmospheric. We hear a message sent to an Inquisitor. The recon squad was sent to sub-level 6 to investigate what was going on down there. After they turn the corner, we see a massive area filled with aliens. Very creepy, very scary. Some regular sized humans, some big giant ones like the tank from Left 4 Dead. Warhammer 40k Dark Tide will be optimized for Xbox Series X. It will release on Windows PC and Xbox Series X via Xbox Game Pass in 2021. Up next was a world premiere console launch exclusive Tetris Effect Connected. Tetris Effect Connected has optimized single player and an all-new multiplayer. Tetris Effect Connected will be optimized for Xbox Series X. It will release on Windows PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X in holiday 2020. You can purchase the Xbox One version and upgrade to the Xbox Series X version via smart delivery, or get both versions via Xbox Game Pass. You can watch the trailer for that now at Morrpix.com. After that, we had world premiere console launch exclusive for the Gunk. The trailer shows a spaceship that lands on a No Man's Sky-like planet. The character has a giant mechanical hand attached to a backpack of some kind. She comes across a huge pile of the gunk. When she tries to touch it with her bare hand, it hurts her. It's a beautiful game. The environments are reminiscent of No Man's Sky and the Outer Worlds in all the best ways. Removing the gunk from the environment allows new life to sprout from the ground. It seems we will fight gunk-infected animals also. So, sorry, whatever creatures you are. The Gunk will be optimized for Xbox Series X. It will release on Windows PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X via Xbox Game Pass. You can watch the trailer now at Morrpix.com. Up next, we have a console launch exclusive, The Medium from Blooper Team. They did Layers of Fear and the Blair Witch game. And I think they also did Observer too. All pretty creepy, all very atmospheric. This game looks no different. The trailer starts with a butterfly getting burnt up. Like he's just flapping along, flapping his wings, goes right through fire, gets burnt up. We see a girl being chased through the woods before she is gunned down on the end of a pier. This is the murder the Medium is investigating. This game was inspired by Silent Hill, so if you like Silent Hill, this type of game might be the one for you. It features dual reality gameplay. Two worlds are being rendered simultaneously, the regular world and the spirit world. The developer said this would not be possible on the current gen hardware, so this is an example of all the power of the Xbox Series X being put to use to do stuff that couldn't be done on the Xbox One, even the One X. So yeah, we see a girl in a cracked, creepy porcelain mask. We see the main character cutting a stitched skin wall. It nails the creepy vibe it is striving for, and it hits Grand Slam every time at bat. That is some creepy stuff. The Medium will be optimized for Xbox Series X. It will release on Windows PC and Xbox Series X via Xbox Game Pass. You can watch the trailer if you want to. Very creepy. So if you like being scared, you can watch the trailer now at Xbox. Again, not trying to say that, but you can watch it at Xbox, or you can watch it at Morrpix.com. Up next, we have a world premiere console launch exclusive New Genesis Phantasy Star Online 2 from Sega. A Japanese game launching first on Xbox. I never thought I'd see the day. Unless it was a Japanese developer that was owned by Xbox, I never thought I'd see the day. New Genesis Phantasy Star Online 2 is a brand new expansive world. We see giant creatures to fight in real-time action. You'll use your sword or gun to fight huge enemies. The game servers will be powered by Microsoft Azure, as our Sony servers going forward. New Genesis Phantasy Star Online 2 will be optimized for Xbox Series X. It will be free to play on Windows PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X in 2021. Watch the trailer now at Morrpix.com. Console launch exclusive Crossfire X single player from Smilegate Entertainment was next. It's coming from Smilegate Entertainment and Remedy Entertainment, who are, I guess, taking the bulk of the single player development for this partnership. It looks amazing. The lighting, particle effects, and stylistic shooting slowdown looks great. It's something that I'm sure we'll see other shooters replicate in the future. Crossfire X will be optimized for Xbox Series X. It will release on Xbox One and Xbox Series X in 2020. Crossfire X multiplayer is free to play. Single player will not be in Xbox Game Pass. You can purchase Xbox One version and upgrade to the Xbox Series X version via smart delivery. But that was one thing I did notice. So if you're looking for the single player, you're gonna have to pay something for it. How much, we don't know yet. But you can watch the trailer now at morrpix.com. Head of Xbox Game Studios, Matt Booty. While he talked, they showed a clip of Gears Tactics. It's supposed to be coming to Xbox Series X at launch. He also talked about Forza Horizon 4, Gears 5, and Sea of Thieves will be optimized for Xbox Series X via smart delivery and Game Pass. He said that 100 titles will be available to play this holiday season for the Xbox Series X, which, if you remember, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, when we got that, we had to buy everything that we played that day. So, like, I bought 5 games day one. It was Forza 5, NBA 2K13. It was Raz Center Rome, which people slept on and hated on, and it was way better than people gave reviews for, and they went back and changed the review scores and everything, so that tells you something. Whatever Call of Duty was that year, and I can't remember the 5th one. Sorry, whatever you were. More news will come from studios we didn't hear from, like The Coalition, Mojang Studios, Compulsion Games, The Initiative, NXI Entertainment, and World's Edge, which is their Age of Empires developer. We'll hear more from them later this year. I know Phil Spencer has talked about the fact that they're not looking to have 8 exclusives day one because they're trying to meter it out. They want something at launch. They want something a month or two later. They want something a month or two later, month or two later, month or two later. Why have 15 studios if you're going to put everything out at the same time? Which, personally, I'm all for, especially since we're getting all this on Game Pass. Like, I don't have the time to play everything at one time. So just give it to me in chunks. I'm good. And per the Xbox On YouTube channel, Xbox Games Marketing GM Aaron Greenberg also stated that xCloud will be included with a Game Pass subscription. I believe that is starting in September. So if you are an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, be able to play on your tablets, on your phone, on the go for a lot of different games that, you know, you're probably going to want to play while you're at work anyway. Shh, I won't tell your boss. Per IGN Podcast Unlocked, the potential launch lineup looks something like this: Halo Infinite, Gears Tactics, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Dirt 5, which will run at 120 frames per second, Madden 21, which is available during smart delivery. And come to think of it, so is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The Medium, NBA 2K21, which is not smart delivery. Let's be clear on that. Not only is it not smart delivery, they want you to pay an extra $10. I ain't paying the extra $10. I'll catch y'all on the sale because I ain't paying the 10. Observer System Redux, which is a reimagining of Observer in 4K, and a couple other particle and atmosphere effects. Outriders, which, if you played Gears of War Judgment, the same people developed that are developing this, and it reminds me of Gears meets an alien world with a hint of Destiny in there. So I'm all sold. I'm playing day one. Scorn, which is super creepy, and I ain't playing that. I'll watch somebody else play it. I ain't playing it. Tetris Effect Connected, The Ascent, which looks very interesting, cyberpunk, isometric action RPG, so I'm very interested in that. I think that's coming to Game Pass also. Watch Dogs Legion, which is smart delivery, but I ain't waiting. I'm playing that day one. That's one of my most anticipated games. Yakuza Like a Dragon, which is coming out November 13th. More about that later in the show. Forza Horizon 4's Xbox Series X version, and the Gears 5 Xbox Series X version. All in all, I'm gonna be happy on launch day because Halo Infinite, to me, I can't wait to play me and Power Tax Relief. We've already talked about it. We're about to run through all the old Halos again. Gears Tactic, I've been playing on my PC, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. It'll be nice to play it on my big 4K TV upstairs. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I'm gonna already have, but I'm gonna be able to get that with smart delivery. Tactics, Game Pass. Halo Infinite with Game Pass. Madden, smart delivery. Outriders, I believe, has smart delivery also. The Ascent, Game Pass. Watch Dogs, smart delivery. Yakuza, Game Pass. Forza already have. Gears 5 already have. Both of those through Game Pass. So most of those games, how many games are there? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 16 games. I'm already going to have like 12 of them. So Xbox is the stuff between Game Pass and smart delivery. Like they're really thinking of us as gamers, and it's very appreciated. So now it's time for my personal Morrpix certified best in show top 5. We're going to start from 5 and go to 1. Number 5, Fable. We only seen a teaser trailer, but it's the game that we've been wanting to hear the announcement for about 2-3 years maybe. So to finally hear the trailer announcement and know that it's coming and know it's Playground Games, I'm ready for it. So that's number 5 for me. Number 4, State of Decay 3 was unexpected. Fable was number 5 because it was expected also. Number 4, State of Decay 3 was unexpected, but like I said, if they're going to be using a new engine like Unreal Engine 4 or 5, and the trailer is anything indicative of what the gameplay is going to look like, sign me up, because I'm about to jump back in the State of Decay 2 today and play some more, build up my community, kill them zomzoms. Number 3, Avowed, the big Obsidian RPG. Gives me Game of Thrones, Skyrim, Doctor Strange feels. I mean, like, to me, that was the thing I was not expecting. I'm totally happy. When they bought Obsidian, I was super, super happy. So number 3 is Avowed. Number 2, Forza Motorsport, because I know that's what that game's going to look like when I'm playing it. It's beautiful. Like, I need to see the 4K ray tracing, 60 frames per second on my TV. Need it now. Hurry up. Number 1, Halo Infinite. How could it not be Halo Infinite? Like, I see hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of me in Power Tax Relief. I might do a second playthrough with my brother, Gold to Dawn. I'm not going to put his real name out there. I might do another playthrough with my son, another playthrough with my wife, play with my daughter if she wants to play. So I might have like 5 different Halo saves going on at the same time, because I'm crazy. But that is the Morrpix certified top 5. Number 5, Fable. Number 4, State of Decay 3. Number 3, Avowed. Number 2, Forza Motorsport. And number 1, Halo Infinite. Now it's time to talk about select things from the pre-show, because I know this show is already super, super long, but I wanted to cover everything in the main show. So from here on out, I'm nitpicking certain things I think are important. Pre-show, we've seen Dragon Quest XI-S, Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition. Please stop with the long ass titles. But anyway, that comes from Square Enix. Dragon Quest launched in Japan in 1986. This will be the first Dragon Quest on Xbox, and it will release into Xbox Game Pass. So you play the role of the hero joined by a band of companions to save the world. You will visit cities and towns where you can buy weapons, undertake quests, and learn more about the world. You will battle ferocious monsters using each character's unique skills. Skills include warrior, thief, mage, and martial artist. The game has a retro 2D mode and a series of subquests that allow you to visit the worlds of earlier Dragon Quest titles. It will release on Windows 10, Xbox One via Xbox Game Pass, December 4th, 2020. You can check out the trailer now at Morrpix.com. Watch Dogs Legion from Ubisoft. We start by seeing a super spy character being killed, which drills home the permadeath aspect. The fact that you could recruit anybody in London, sign me up. I was signed up when they first debuted it, however long ago. I've been wanting it. I should have been playing it. Stupid delays, stupid pandemic. Anyway, Albion is a private army that is ruling the street with an iron thumb, using surveillance and physical force. There's also an organized crime syndicate that specializes in the organ black market. You build the resistance by recruiting anyone in the world, which includes the whole city of London, from genius hackers, construction workers, idiots, and more. They said idiots. Characters can have unique skills. Watch Dogs Legion will support 4K and HDR. Will release on Xbox One October 29th, 2020. Oh, hurry up. You can purchase Xbox One version and upgrade to the Xbox Series X version via smart delivery. Check out the trailer now at morrpix.com. Up next on the pre-show, we had an ID at Xbox console launch exclusive optimized for Series X montage. I didn't title this. That's what the title was. So there was a couple games they showed in there. I picked out 2 games. All of those were coming to the Series X. The first game I wanted to talk about was Last Stop. We seen this at E3 last year. Last Stop is a choose-your-story adventure game featuring 3 Londoners. Donna is a rebellious teenager who's caught in the middle of an accidental kidnapping. How do you accidentally kidnap somebody? John is a struggling single dad who wakes up in somebody else's body. Remembering the trailer, though, like, he got the better end of that deal, because, bruh. Anyway. Mina is a washed-up secret agent who needs to identify a blackmailer who's threatening her marriage. What you doing, Mina? What you doing, Mina? Anyway, their lives will be impacted by a supernatural force hidden throughout the city. The other game that I'm super excited for is 12 Minutes. 12 Minutes is an interactive thriller. You play as a man whose romantic evening with his wife is interrupted by a home invasion. You try to stop the attacker and get knocked out. You immediately wake up and start the evening over and find yourself in a time loop of 12 minutes. You must use what you know to change the outcome and break the loop. 12 minutes, I need that now. Hurry up. When's it coming out? Why no release date? Y'all making me mad. Anyway, you can watch these trailers and more now on Morrpix.com. Up next, we have some other news stories. That does it for the Xbox showcase and the pre-show. So let's get to the news. Sea of Thieves passes 15 million players since launch. This comes from Joe Neate, executive producer at Rare over at Xbox Wire. The summary of it basically was Sea of Thieves has been played by more than 15 million players since launch in March 2018. June 2020 was the biggest month so far for Sea of Thieves, with over 3.3 million players set in sail. Sea of Thieves has sold over 1 million copies to date on Steam since its launch on June 3rd, 2020. Think about that. That's 15 million people who have played this game that people were talking reckless about when it first launched, to the point where they had to re-review it and gave it a higher score. Why? Because reviews suck, especially when they're biased towards PlayStation and Nintendo. It is what it is. But Sea of Thieves, good job. Like, you stuck with it, and I know people said they would have pulled the plug on Sea of Thieves, and guess what? They're wrong. Microsoft's right. Kick rocks. But that is great news to hear. Keep it up, Sea of Thieves. Up next, Rocket League is going free to play this summer. By Max Parker, editorial manager at Rocket League. Rocket League, this is over at Xbox Wire, by the way. Rocket League celebrated its 5th anniversary this month, and we're ready to make 2020 the game's biggest year yet. It all starts with Rocket League's free-to-play launch later this summer. This is a bit of a chunky one, but if you play Rocket League and have a lot of stuff like me, you're going to want to hear all this. The high-octane hybrid of action and driving is about to enter its next chapter, and everyone on Xbox One and beyond can enjoy Rocket League's gameplay for free. Plus, you can continue to team up with friends anywhere with cross-platform play. The next chapter begins later this summer with the game's biggest update ever. Once the update goes live, Rocket League will be available to download for free. Returning players will notice a fresh coat of paint as soon as they start the game. Menus are getting an overhaul to make the experience more manageable, and major features are being improved, like tournaments and game-wide challenges to unlock items. We're going to fully reveal these improvements as we get closer to the launch, so stay tuned. Hopefully, the one thing they make option is once you ready up after a match, you can just jump straight into the garage without going back to the main menu, which needs to load, to tab down to go to the garage. So by the time you get in there, you don't have time to change anything to match the brand new wheels you just got. I play a lot of Rocket League. Don't judge me. If you're a veteran of Rocket League, If you're a veteran of Rocket League and you're sitting on an impressive inventory of customization items, fear not. You'll still be able to access your full inventory when the update goes live, and we're giving existing players something special. Anyone who has played Rocket League online before the launch of the free-to-play will be rewarded with Legacy status, which includes all Rocket League branded DLC packs released before free-to-play. So that's new cars that you're going to get that if you didn't buy all of them. I already bought like over half of them. Got a problem. Established 20XX title that displays the first year you played Rocket League. 200 plus common items upgraded to legacy quality. Gold and Cosmos boost. Dicey Aura wheels. Huntress player banner. In addition, if you played online before today's announcement, you will also receive the Faded Cosmos boost. Legacy rewards will be granted once the free-to-play version launches later this summer. So I play a lot of Rocket League. Me and my son, we play almost every night. So it's good to hear that it's going free to play. More people can play, more competition, more noobs for us to stomp on and casual, more challenging, competitive. So all I need is just bring Heat Seeker back, make it permanent, get rid of Drop Shot, and make Heat Seeker permanent. That's all. Up next, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate Summer Mode by Megan Spur, Community Manager, Xbox Game Pass over on Xbox Wire. Welcome to Summer Mode, and for those of you not in summer, enjoy the fun without the heat. The only thing better than setting aside some time to really dig into gaming is to get more rewards, more points, and more fun with your friends while doing so. For the next 8 weeks, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members will get access to awesome games, new perks, double reward points, sweepstakes, and more. The two that I focused on were the ones for Dauntless, where you can download the exclusive Emerald Steel weapon skin packs for Dauntless, offering 7 different skins along with several supplies to take on your hunt, including Lifespring and Ironhide pylons. Not available in South Korea, Taiwan, or Hong Kong. Sorry. And then Postmates, also, you can claim 3 months of unlimited free deliveries with Postmates Unlimited. Postmates Unlimited is a subscription service that allows free delivery on every order over $12 for more than 600,000 restaurants, retailers, and convenience stores, and offers other membership benefits, including exclusive discounts and offers. Right now, you can get Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for $1, and then you can take advantage of some of this stuff. I know somebody who probably should have Postmates Unlimited if they already don't. You know who I'm talking to. Also, side note too, if you previously purchased Superhot, check your Xbox messages. I received a code for Superhot Mind Control Delete for free. So yeah, if you purchase Superhot, like, check your messages. The third game in the Superhot franchise, Mind Control Delete, gives you more insight into the world of Superhot, more story, more signature gameplay. Keep dancing the slow motion ballet of destruction for so much longer than ever before. So Superhot's Mind Control Delete, see if you get it for free. Alright, now it's time to get into the new releases. New this week, Carry On for $20. Carry On is a reverse horror game in which you assume the role of an amorphous creature of unknown origin. Stalk and consume those that imprison you to spread fear and panic throughout the facility. Grow and evolve as you tear down this prison and acquire more and more devastating abilities on the path to retribution. You can purchase for $20 or download with Xbox Game Pass for console and PC. Up next, something a little different. If you're looking for a different game, you don't want a shooter, anything dark or anything like that, look up Rainswept for $10. Rainswept takes you on an emotional adventure in a small town affected by a double shooting. Join Detective Stone and unravel entangled threads of love, relationship, and unresolved trauma in this character-driven murder mystery game. The art style is a little different, but the music reminds me of Life is Strange in all the great ways, and I'm kind of interested in the story. I want to see what happens. Destroy All Humans, $40. If you pre-order Destroy All Humans, which actually you can't by the time this goes up, this is going up Monday, sorry. Let's see. You can dress Crypto up as King of Rock and Roll, an evil clown, and more. The invasion is on. Sorry, yeah. Pre-order's too late. You should have pre-ordered if you really wanted that stuff. Anyway, Destroy All Humans is available now. Other Side for $40. As humanity's last hope leads your army to combat in an intricate dance of spectacular actions and counters using an original dynamic timeline system and face fearsome bosses and epic battles. Lead, evolve, and sacrifice your army of daughters. I'll never sacrifice my daughter. Outsmart nightmarish creatures in a stunning tactical RPG. Endless combat possibilities with a dynamic timeline system and a deep, complex narrative. Yeah, that was twice in the description. I didn't write the description, just reading it to you. But anyway, that is the new releases. Carry On for $20, Rainswept for $10, Destroy All Humans for $40, Other Side for $40. If any of those pique your interest, go ahead and check out the trailers and give them a go. New updates. We're going to start with Sea of Thieves, Ashen Winds. Update releases July 29th. It features the Ashen Wind skull that can be traded in for a large amount of gold or used as a weapon and then traded in for less gold later. Gold. Killing and less gold. More gold. Killing and less gold. Don't know. Age of Empires 2's July update is available. There will be 86 random map script improvements to create more balance. Map pool split between random map and deathmatch. Each have their own unique map pool now. There now is a random civilization match option in rank queues, and the preferred map option gives you more influence on the maps you want to focus on. World War Z Drone Master update. Full cross-play support is now available. You can play in a party across all available platforms. There's new playable class called the Drone Master. You have a drone that follows you. It is equipped with a taser by default. You can swap the taser for bullets to support your teammates or use it as a deadly kamikaze weapon. There is also a new semi-automatic grenade launcher, which looks pretty awesome. So that's the updates for Sea of Thieves, Age of Empires, and World War Z. All right, games coming soon between July 28th and August 3rd. We're going to start with Grounded. It's going to be in game preview from Xbox Game Studios and Obsidian Entertainment. Coming out on July 28th. It's Xbox Play Anywhere, and it will be available through Xbox Game Pass. The world is a vast, beautiful, and dangerous place, especially when you have been shrunk into the size of an ant. Explore, build, and survive together in this first-person multiplayer survival adventure. Can you thrive alongside the hordes of giant insects, fighting to survive the perils of the backyard? Up next for the games coming soon is Yakuza Kiwami 2, released on July 30th. It'll be coming to Xbox Game Pass for console and PC. Kazuma Kiryu, the Dragon of Dojima, must face the ambitious Ryuji Goda, the Dragon of Kansai, in an all-out war between two rival Yakuza clans. I mean, I guess war is all night. An extreme recreation of one of Yakuza's most beloved entries, there can only be one dragon. I don't know if that's true. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of dragons. As Daenerys. Anyway, Made of Scare for $25. Brave the nightmares of the quiet ones. Do not panic. Don't even breathe. Made of Scare is a first-person survival horror set in a remote hotel with a gory and macabre history from British folklore. Inspired by the haunting tales of Elizabeth Williams, discover a suffocating family secret with stealth tactics amongst sound-based AI enemies. It releases July 28th. And then last but not least, Hellpoint, which kind of reminds me of Dark Souls meets Doom. It's $35. Hellpoint is an intense action RPG taking place on Irid Novo, a derelict space station soaked in an intoxicating dark sci-fi atmosphere. Fight dreadful creatures, face the cosmic gods, and unravel their twisted story. Should the challenge be too great, play with a friend in local or online co-op. It releases July 29th. So those are the new releases coming to Xbox next week. Now it's time for new game announcements. Just announced, Overcooked All You Can Eat is coming to Xbox Series X. It includes both games and all DLC fully remastered in 4K. It will launch with cross-play multiplayer. Packages includes 200 plus kitchens and 120 plus chefs. There will be an all-new assist mode and new content. My question is, someone who's played Overcooked 1 and Overcooked 2 with all the DLC and got all the stars possible in 1, most of them in 2, play with my wife and kids, we have a ball. If I've already bought all that, do I just get this? I need to know. I don't want to rebuy it, but I will, because I have a problem. But anyway, Overcooked All You Can Eat is coming to Xbox Series X. Now available for pre-order, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Meet the heroes of Yakuza Like a Dragon, available for pre-order today on Xbox One. This is by Jonathan S.T.A.L.K.E.R, Communications Manager of Sega of America, over on Xbox Wire. For the first time, there's going to be full English voiceover. Yakuza 0 and Yakuza Kiwami are available in Game Pass now. Yakuza Kiwami 2 will launch in the Game Pass July 30th. You don't need to worry about having played the previous Yakuza titles in order to fully understand and connect with the story of this installment. It's a fresh start for everyone. They name some of the people that you're going to meet as companions because you're going to have a party. Yu Nanba, a homeless former nurse seeking redemption. Nanba joins Ichiban's party early on and acts as his guide on staying alive on the streets of Yokohama. His unflinching morals, street smarts, and ability to summon flocks of pigeons to peck unsuspecting enemies into submission make him an invaluable ally. Flocks of pigeons. This is the game we're dealing with. It's going to be crazy. Anyway, Koichi Adachi, an ex-detective looking for justice, and Seiko Makoda, a no-nonsense hostess on a mission. She don't take no guff. Yakuza Like a Dragon is available for pre-order now for Xbox One and Xbox Series X. It will release on November 13th, 2020. Now it's time for Games with Gold. We have WRC 8 FIA World Rally Championship. The most complete and authentic official WRC simulation yet. New physics for all surfaces, a completely redesigned career mode, dynamic weather conditions, 50 teams, 14 countries, 100 tracks, weekly challenges, and an esports mode. It's available until July 31st. Up next, we have Dunk Lords. Dunk Lords is a 2-on-2 basketball beat-em-up featuring over-the-top special moves, devastating dunks, and game-changing equipment. That is available until August 15th. And Juju for Xbox 360, journey with a shaman panda, Juju and his lizard sidekick, Peo, as they embark upon a dangerous and mystical journey to save Juju's father, Meshuser, and the world from an ancient evil. Run, bounce, chant, and battle humongous bosses. I thought that said hominids, just, but I don't know. Humongous bosses with a friend or family member in this beautifully animated, lighthearted adventure. That is available until July 31st. So those are our games with gold. Now it's time for the Xbox Game Pass additions and subtractions. Added this week was Golf with Friends. Why have friends if not to play golf with your friends? Nothing's out of bounds as you take on courses filled with fast-paced, exciting, simultaneous mini golf for up to 12 players. Added on PC, it's already available on consoles. Gold to Dawn, you don't want this smoke. Leaving Xbox Game Pass is Ash's Cricket for console, RAM for console and PC, and Banner Saga for console and PC, and F1 2018 for PC. Also, right now, you can pre-install Tell Me Why from Xbox Game Studios and Don't Nod Entertainment. We talked about that at the top of the podcast. And then also you can pre-install Wasteland 3 from Xbox Game Studios and Exile. In Wasteland 3, the fate of Arizona depends on the fate of Colorado. You're a desert ranger fighting a losing battle to keep your beloved Arizona alive when the self-proclaimed patriarch of Colorado radios promising aid if you'll do a job he can only entrust to an outsider. Rescue his land from the ambitions of his 3 bloodthirsty children. Wasteland 3 is a post-apocalyptic RPG from NXL Entertainment featuring challenging tactical combat, hours of exploration, and a deep reactive story full of twists, turns, and brutal ethical decisions. Playing single player or co-op as you customize your squad with perks and abilities geared to your playstyle and customization to your vehicle. The Kodiak is the vehicle, turning it into a hardened war beast. Saving Colorado isn't going to be easy, but Arizona is counting on you, so don't screw it up. Releases August 28th, 2020. I'm playing Wasteland 2 right now via Game Pass, and it is hard, but rewarding and addicting. So I'm looking forward to Wasteland 3. Now it's time for EA Access Editions. Crisis is being added along with Crisis 2 and Crisis 3 into EA Access. In Crisis 1, what begins as a simple rescue mission becomes the battleground of a new war as alien invaders swarm over a North Korean island chain. Armed with a powerful nanosuit, become invisible to stalk enemy patrols and boost your strength to lay waste to vehicles. An advanced AI controls your enemies, so play smart. One wrong move out here and it could be your last. I'm not going to read the description for 2 and 3, but that's the description for 1, 2, and 3 are also available in EA Access. Now it's time for the deals. Today is your last day to get any of these deals. Sorry for the timing, but that's just what it is right now. Summer Spotlight. 60 new games will launch on Xbox One between July 21st and August 31st. If you spend $50, you get $5 gift card. Ultimate members get $10. That includes games like Super Hot Mind Control Delete. Check your messages, see if you got it for free. Rogue Company, which I think is coming free to play later. I think this is just for beta access, so double check on that before you buy that one. And Rogue Company, which I just said. Carry On is the last game. Summer Spotlight. Carry On's in Game Pass. Summer Spotlight sale runs from July 21st to August 31st. Warner Brothers Publisher sale. Here's some of the things that I thought was worth the money. All under $20. Worth the deal if you got the extra scratch. If you don't have them already. Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Edition is $6. It comes with the DLC. You got to get this. If you haven't played Shadow of Mordor and been killed by an orc and seen him rise up to go get revenge on him when he's tougher to kill, you haven't lived yet. You got to get it. Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Edition is $6. I mean, that's less than a McDonald's Biggie size. Anyway, Middle Earth Shadow of War Definitive Edition is also $15. Comes with all the DLC. Batman Arkham Collection for $15. That is all 3 Batman Arkham games. That's a steal. Like, if you got $15 and you don't have all the games, just buy that and just dive in. Like, you'll thank me later. Lego Harry Potter Collection for $10. This is remastered with 4K graphics. If you love Harry Potter, I know there's some people who are hating on it right now, but if you love Harry Potter and you love Lego, get this one. It's a no-brainer. Injustice 2 Legendary Edition for $15. Again, get all this DLC. Lego Marvel Collection, $15. You get multiple Lego Marvel superhero games. I think you get the Marvel Superheroes 1 and 2 and the Lego Avengers. Hitman 2 Gold Edition for $20. I think that gives you all of the DLC. And Mortal Kombat 11 for $20. Deals with Gold. The Walking Dead, the complete season for $3.75. If you haven't answered what would you do for Clementine yet, you haven't lived. You got to get this if you don't have it already. You should have it already. They've released it like 5 times. The Walking Dead, the complete first season for $3.75. Snaky Bus if you want some stupid, dumb, crazy fun. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint for $12. And this is perfect timing with the addition of the AI teammates. I personally jumped in on the $30 version, which is usually priced $120. So, but to keep it under $20, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint for $12. Check that out. The Surge 2 for $13. Ash of God's Redemption for $15. If you like Banner Saga, then go ahead and check this out. Forza Motorsport 7 for $20. I think it's in Game Pass, so if you have Game Pass, look for it there first. NHL 20 Ultimate Edition for $20. And Frostpunk for $20. Xbox Game Specials, we're going to wrap it up with that. State of Decay Year 1 Survival Edition, which comes with all the DLC, re-released on Xbox One. Improvement of the graphics. Might be in Game Pass, but if you don't have Game Pass, it's $7.50. And then Pillars of Eternity Complete Edition for $12.50. So this is from the same team that's making Avowed for Obsidian, and this is a top-down isometric RPG. I'm really digging it. I played a decent amount of it. I need to play more, but like I said, there's too much time, or not too much time, not enough time and too many games. But that is that for the deals. All right, now it's time for an opinion piece. Multiple times over the last couple of years, I've heard, oh, Xbox doesn't have a dark and gritty third-person action game. Xbox needs a third-person dark and gritty action game. And I'm here to tell you that we don't. In my opinion, our biggest games only being one type of game to me doesn't spell a successful portfolio of games. I like the fact that we have something like a Gears, which is a gritty third-person shooter, that we have Sea of Thieves, which is a lighthearted, open world, complex as you want it to be, pirate simulator, that we have something in the portfolio from a development standpoint of Minecraft, which is family friendly, that we have Forza, which is sports, that we have Avowed coming, which is a dark first person fantasy game. We just Halo, which is not dark, not light, but it's a first person game. Like, we have games that I am very proud of to be an Xbox main, because let's not get this twisted. I do have a PlayStation. I do have a PC. I have been playing Ghost of Tsushima, which I think is an excellent game, but I don't look at that as a gritty third-person action game. I look at that as a historical piece. But I like variety. Fable, lighthearted, uplifting, comedic thing that might have some dark tones to it, but it's not dark and gritty. I think having a variety of games available for your portfolio is preferable. You look at the competition, Sony, that has The Last of Us 2, which is an amazing game. They have Days Gone, which I don't think did too well. They have Death Stranding, which I don't think did too well, which are both a little bit dark. They have Ghost of Tsushima, which is amazing. They have Spider-Man, which is amazing. They also have a whole bunch of other things that didn't hit the mark, like Gravity Rush and Medieval and what's the one, the Media Molecule game. They have some things that don't hit the mark, and I think people look at the success of their main stuff and say that that's what Xbox needs because they're winning and that's what Xbox needs, and I disagree. I think Xbox is doing their own thing, and I'm happy with the direction that Xbox is going, and I still look forward to what Sony's doing on that side, and I'll buy my Sony exclusives. But all my third-party stuff, playing on my Xbox, man, my Series X or my PC. So that's just my opinion. I don't think everything needs to be dark and gritty. I like having a variety of things. Let me know what you think in the comments. Now to cover a couple current events that are ending real soon for games that are out now. So Overwatch's Sigma's Maestro Challenge ends July 28th. So if you want to jump into that event, go ahead and do so now. World of Warships Legends Warhammer Challenge ends July 28th. And PUBG Season 7 ends July 28th. Also, we're just going to roll right into this week in Xbox history. Fortnite was released July 25th, 2017, so it's been 3 years for Fortnite already, and No Man's Sky came to the Xbox July 24th, 2018. So a little bit of history lesson. If you haven't played either one of those games recently, go ahead and jump in and see what's happened. They've both changed a lot. Just a heads up, I will be starting to do Let's Plays again soon. I was doing Let's Plays last year and stopped so I could focus on writing my book. Now that I wrote 2 of the books, I'm in a place where I thought with the Xbox Game Showcase coming out and everything, that was the time to start the podcast up. So since I'm starting the podcast up, I have to work back into doing the Let's Plays. All the podcasts won't be this long. This was just like a special brand new relaunch Xbox Game Showcase review episode. So the episodes should be way more shorter than this going forward. But I will be starting my Let's Plays again soon. And when I do, I will let you guys know right here. To give you an idea of the type of games I'll be playing, this is what I've been playing this week. I've been playing Fallout 4. I'm so far into that game and haven't beat the main quest yet. Don't judge me. I try to 100% certain games. This is one of them. Why? I don't know. I can't 100% it. But Fallout 4. FIFA 20, been getting my soccer on. Hitman 1, I'm really trying to beat that and Hitman 2 before Hitman 3 come out. Overcooked 2, like I said, I play Overcooked. Me and my wife, we were doing some of the new DLC, Suns Out, Buns Out. And then Rocket League, I've just been, rolling on noobs, you know what I'm saying? Just level 230 right now, you know what I'm saying? So those are what I've been playing right now. Fallout 4, FIFA 20, Hitman 1, Overcooked 2, and Rocket League. Thank you guys so much for watching or listening to the podcast. If you like it, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the show so you don't miss an episode, share this with people who might also enjoy it, anyone who are diehard Xbox fans. Comment to me any feedback, any suggestions, or any questions you have, or you can send those to sam@morrpix.com. You can email me with feedback, suggestions, or questions. I'm looking to get full-time with my writing, with my podcasting, my Let's Plays, among other things. And if you like the show and you do any of those, you're helping me get to that end goal. So I definitely appreciate you guys taking your time to spend with me, listening to me just wax poetic about Xbox. But it's a passion of mine. So Gary Vee told me to do it, so this is what I'm doing. You can find me at www.morrpix.com. That's MORRPIX.com. But that'll do it for this episode. Thank you for checking it out, Xbox with Morrpix. If you enjoyed it, please tell someone who would also enjoy it. Check out the top gaming and movie trailers of the week and more at morrpix.com. And until next time, be happy, be safe, and peace out.